Good morning, everyone. At this moment, we are hopping to the first topic of the fourth quarter, which is Lesson 8 entitled Social, Ethical, and Legal Responsibilities in the Use of Technology Tools and Resources. As we go along with the discussion, we will be able to know what is global citizenship and digital citizenship, its tenets and its elements, netizenship, reasons to be a global digital citizen, etiquette and copyright guidelines, and what is the difference between plagiarism and copyright infringement. What is the difference between digital citizenship or a digital citizen and global citizenship or a global citizen? So, digital citizenship is an idea that all persons using the internet have civic rights and responsibilities. A digital citizen adheres to guidelines that govern the ethical and responsible use of technology and acts responsibly in all relationships and interactions in the digital world. On the other hand, a global citizen sees the world as a community in which all people live and prosper together. In other words, a digital citizen is a person present in the digital world with the use of technology, whereas a global citizen is present and is helping the community establish a better world. When an individual is identified as being both a digital citizen and global citizen, he or she is called a global digital citizen. That means he or she uses technology to foster community on global scale and can govern technology for the benefit of the majority. A global digital citizen sees the world as an interconnected community.
5 tenets of global digital citizenship. These 5 tenets are the essence of what it means to be a great global digital citizen. The first one is a personal responsibility. So personal responsibility includes demonstrating how we manage ourselves in matters such as personal finance, ethical and moral boundaries, personal health and wellness, relationships of every kind, both online and offline. As we all know, we face the daily possibility of online fraud, identity theft, and the most common one is an online bullying. We sometimes engage in these types of activities without considering its consequences. Personal responsibility is the place where we must think and act independently and take initiatives on our own. Now, the second one is the global citizenship. These tenets reminds us that boundaries no longer exist, that we are interconnected like never before. As much as we are all global citizens, global citizenship recognizes how technology and digital media have dissolved those boundaries. It reminds us that we are citizens enabled by communication, collaboration, and support across all levels of society, so we must continue to stay aware of the issues, religions, values, and cultures of our fellow citizens. Global digital citizens see that the need of all diversity has to be recognized, honored, and cherished for the present and future generations. A deep understanding of this global interconnectedness leads us to cultivating, understanding, acceptance, passion, and humanity.
Third one is the digital citizenship. It covers appropriate and exemplary behavior in our online environment. It's about working towards making our transparent world safe for ourselves and others. Actually, digital citizenship, it is the ability to use technology and the internet in an appropriate manner. It gives the students to engage with a digital world that promote healthy online communities. One of example of digital citizenship is to learning how to type, use a mouse, and other computer skills. The second one is avoiding harassment and hateful speech while conversing or communicating with others. So the fourth one is the altruistic services. The global citizens acknowledge that they share this world with many different people. It includes embracing the opportunity to exercise charity and goodwill for the benefit of others. It provides opportunities for our students to create a meaningful to the real world. So, in other words, altruistic services refers to the behavior that benefits another individual at a cost to oneself. One example of these is giving your lunch away. Why? Because it helps someone who is hungry, but at the cost of being hungry yourself. Actually, altruistic services mean sacrificing. Like, it's better to give than to receive. So the last one is the environmental stewardship. It encourages, explore, and discover how we can practice the conscientious use of Earth's resources. It encourages to take the positive stand on personal, local, regional, national, and international actions regarding the preservations of what is essentially need of our environmental community. So in other words, environmental stewardship is the responsible use and protection of the natural environment through conservation and sustainable practices to enhance the ecosystem resilience and human well-being. One of example of environmental stewardship is to volunteer tree plant organization or tree planting, a coastal cleanup drive, and of course, it includes walking, taking public transportation, hopping in a ride share, or taking a bike. If an alternative mode of transportation is available, make the switch to reduce your carbon footprint and improve the quality of air in our community.
Why do we need to be a global digital citizens? A global digital citizen is a responsible, ethical citizen leveraging technology to foster community on a global scale through connection and compassion. So why do we need to be a global citizens? Personally, we face the daily possibility of online fraud, identity theft, and online bullying. We place our entire lives under contents in the digital stratosphere willingly, and often without considering the consequences. The dangers of this are real. What is needed is people who will advocate and demonstrate the kind of self-governance that will keep us from both harm online and offline. So, as a global citizens and an avid user of technologies, we should always keep our important information secure to keep us safe from any harm in both online and offline world. Globally, even as technology intertwined as we are, there is also a level of disconnection in our lives. We are more connected than ever, and yet often less turned into others than ever. Global digital citizens see the need that all diversity has to be recognized, honored, and cherished for present and future generations. They also see the need for harmony and connection in a world transforming as rapidly as ours. Technology grows rapidly and people become dependent to technologies, and we are so into it. People are connected globally through technology but less social life. Digitally, our internet is unchecked and growing wild, which is a good thing. Online information is expanding at a staggering rate. Online perils do exist, and the global digital citizen sets an example to others on how to navigate them safely and securely. A good thing of common sense goes a long way in this regard. Internet grows wild and brought us positive and negative effects. Global digital citizens helps others to keep them safe and secure, as danger outrageous helping hand goes a long way. Altruistically, we have more means to help others thanks to technology. Crowdfunding and crowdsourcing help us give back to local and global communities. Social media can become a support network for those of us who are in physical, mental, and emotional need. The global digital citizens can lead the way. Global digital citizens has its natural characteristics that expands its hand to help people in online world. In all aspects they could. Hand in hand, people are helping each other. Environmentally, we continue to face growing threats such as climate change, resource depletion, industrial pollution, digital pollution, and more. Global digital citizens seeks to combat the biggest challenge to our environmental health. They foster solutions that work to the benefit of the entire planet. Technologies became one of the biggest platforms for digital citizens used to disseminate information, to combat or to lessen the possible effects of the environmental issues. Thank you.
So now let us proceed to the elements of digital citizenship. So when we are going to talk about digital citizenship, it is now a component of digital citizenship and is in fact that one of the facets of global citizenship under there are 9 elements, which are: the first is the digital access, second is the digital commerce, third is the digital communication, and fourth is the digital literacy, and next is digital etiquette, next is digital law, next is the digital rights and responsibilities, and also next digital health and wellness, and the last one is the digital securities. So the first element of digital citizenship is the digital access. So equal digital rights and electronic access is the starting point of digital citizenship. Digital access is supposed to be available to all in the same manner that education is made sure by the Philippine government to be available to all citizens. So digital access is an important concept of digital citizenship. It allows for fair accessibility to technology, not just in technology, as well as the ability to use it in order to enhance the learning process for all involved. So the digital access is equitable opportunity to the same education for every student. Via the use of technology, this includes access tools and technologies such as the internet and computers that allow for full participations. And currently on this matter, the Republic Act 10929 was signed on July 25, 2016 and requiring all public places in the country to have an free internet access. So the second element of digital citizenship is the digital commerce. So we all know that technology users need to understand that a large share of market is being done electronically. And we all know that nowadays people shop through online and different websites, and even though online transactions for banking. Many other online transactions are occurring, including the illegal downloading, pornography, and others. And thus, safe and secure online shipping and other commercial transactions have to be done. With this, Eco-Immerse Act or RA 8972 was signed in July 2000. So there are different examples of digital commerce. So some of the example of digital commerce are the online buying, online selling, and also media purchase online and as items such as items, and also the buying and selling online for virtual worlds and games. So this act aims to facilitate domestic and international dealings, transactions, arrangement, agreements, contracts, and exchange and storage of information through the utilizations of electronic, optical, and similar medium, mode, instrumentality, and also the technology. So the third element of digital citizenship is the digital communication. So when we say digital communication, it is the electronic exchange of communication which includes emailing, texting, instant messaging, utilizing cell phones, and etc. As digital communication continues to grow, it is important that we do not forget how to communicate face to face. So, we have to utilize digital channels of communication to enhance our ability to communicate, but do not allow it to replace our ability to communicate. So, simply said, or it means that digital communication involves an organization's online communication efforts. Most organizations today use a wide range of online channels from their websites to mobile chat to vlogs to connect with current and prospective customers, employees, and other stakeholders. And we all know that digital communications gives facilities like video conferencing, which save a lot of time, money, and effort. And it is easy to us to mix signals and data using digital techniques.
The next one, or the fourth one, is the digital literacy. So as a digital citizen, it is our responsibility to develop and continually enhance our technological knowledge. So we should support and encourage the acquisition of technological knowledge by others. We should model the positive and proactive and professional growth and education. So digital literacy refers to an individual's ability to find, evaluate, and clearly communicate information through typing and other media on various digital platforms. The fifth one is the digital etiquette. It is an electronic standards of conduct or procedure. This is often seen as one of the most pressing problems when dealing with digital citizenship. Browsing social media sites have become so addictive that young people tend to lose distinction between what is appropriate and what is not. So it begins with rules. It is not enough, however, to create rules and policies. So everyone must be taught to become responsible digital citizens. So the sixth one is the digital law. So this refers to the responsibility for actions and deeds. So the digital world is so huge that there should be order, discipline, and ethical use. Plagiarism, copyright infringement, hacking of information, identity theft are crimes that are commonly violated by online users. So as digital citizens, we must be aware of this illegal behavior so that we can avoid them or report those who illegally engage in them. The seventh one is the digital rights and responsibilities. So for every right, there is corresponding duty, and for every privilege, there is corresponding responsibility. So the privileges of digital access come along with responsibility. So just as the Philippine Constitution protects us with rights of being Filipino citizens, such as the right to privacy, we also have the responsibility to be cautious in our online activities, such as posting our photos and videos online. For the next one is the digital health and wellness. So our physical and psychological well-being in a digital technology world should be a priority. So many illnesses have become associated with technology use, such as carpal tunnel syndrome, eye strain, and childhood obesity as an effect of children's prolonged sitting in front of the computer screen. So technology has also posed an inherent danger of addiction and treat online predators. So thus, children and adults alike must learn how to protect themselves as digital citizens through education and training. For the next one is the digital security. So, how to keep oneself secure in any community is a major concern. So, if we keep our home safe with gate and locks, so we also need to protect the information that we provide online with privacy setting and strong password. So we also need to have virus protection and backs up our data. As responsible digital citizens, we must know how to keep our data, our money, and our identity from all hazards in the digital world.
Thank you very much, Shala and Jessa. Now let's move on and discuss about the important things about the netizenship and the etiquette of online community. So according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, April 26, 2018, netizen is an active participant on the online community of the internet. The medical dictionary refers to it an internet citizen who used internet sources, which connotes civic responsibility and participant. Though netizenship means citizenship on the internet or in a virtual world. To sum it all, netizen refers to those persons who are network participants of the online community. As a responsible netizen, we are all expected to support a healthy interaction on the internet, which simply means that avoid negative interaction. Let's tackle one by one the guidelines of etiquette. First is protect your reputation. Whether in a real world or in a virtual world, you are the same person as you are. Do only what is appropriate and share information does not harm you as a person. Do not share such as address, contact numbers, and family discussion.
Intellectual property rights on the development and use of digital materials. Intellectual property rights. Intellectual property protection is important in fostering innovation. Without protection of ideas, individuals will not be able to enjoy the full benefit of their inventions and they will not be compensated of their creations. This encourages innovation without the fear that a competitor will steal the idea and or take the credit for it. So, the rights you have over these creations are intellectual property rights, which are protected by law through patents, copyright, and trademarks. For example, these protections allow you as a creator and an inventor to be recognized and financially benefit from your creations. Copyright. Copyright refers to the legal right given to the owner of the original work or intellectual property. These works are original intellectual creations in the literary and artistic domain protected from the moment of their creation, which include books, pamphlets, articles, and other writings, computer programs, and other literary, scholarly, scientific, and artistic works. So, copyright refers to the legal right of the owner of intellectual property. In simpler terms, copyright is the right to copy, and this means that the original creators of products and anyone they give authorization to are the only ones with the exclusive right to produce the work. Guidelines on online use of copyrighted materials. Number 1. Contrary to popular opinion, all materials on the internet is copyrighted unless stated otherwise. So, you use contrary to popular opinion to introduce a statement that is the opposite to what is thought to be true by most ordinary people. Number 2 is an email is an original work fixed in a tangible medium of expression that is covered by copyright. Original work email is under copyright protection the moment it is created and fixed in tangible from that is perceptible either directly or with the aid of a machine or device. So number 3, downloading an article from a newspaper's website.
Making copies and distributing them to your students prior to a class discussion on the topic is permissible following the current photocopying guidelines, which permits making multiple copies for classroom use. Number 4. You cannot post students' essay, poems, or other works on the school website unless you have permission of the students and their parents or guardians. So, if you want to post students' essay, poems, or other works, you need to have their permission first for you to be able to post their works. Number 5, last one. Educators should treat copyrighted materials from the internet the same way they do the print formats. The best guideline is to always obtain permission. So that's all. Thank you.
What is the difference between copyright infringement and plagiarism? Plagiarism, according to plagiarism.org, is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's work and lying about it afterwards. In other words, plagiarism refers to copying the work of another and claiming it as one's idea without proper attribution, while copyright infringement is copying one's work without obtaining permission. In this sense, copyright infringement is a violation of the right of the copyright holder, while plagiarism is a violation of the right of the author. Majority of your work, whether you give credit or not, copying media from other websites to paste them into your own papers or websites, making a video using footage from others' videos, or using copyrighted music as part of the soundtrack, performing another person's copyrighted music, for example, playing a cover, and composing a piece of music that borrows heavily from another composition are considered acts of plagiarism. So in order to avoid any of that, we should make sure to cite sources, add quotations, and other recognition of references before making any other forms of work to avoid plagiarism.